this live on air, man. Happy birthday to you and everything like that, brother. You know what I'm saying?
That, man.
Blessings to you, brother, man. I love both y'all brothers, man. The knowledge y'all do, we can already go back and forth. I love the knowledge y'all brothers bring up here for battle rap talk. You know what I mean? You got a good birthday though?
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, football was on. That was really the priority. Birthday was second. Sunday of the season. And Aaron Rodgers was slinging that bitch, man.
All right, man. Relax. All right. Relax. All right. 4 touchdowns on my defense.
I know. It's big 1-0 energy in this motherfucker, man.
Absolutely, man. Battle rap talk, fellas. How you guys feeling tomorrow, man? How you feeling for tomorrow, fellas? Let's go there first.
That's amazing. Exciting ain't even the word for it, man. I mean, it's mega event September. And we got another one just the week after. So, I mean, everybody loves battle rap, but battle rap at this level is like, that's what made us all fall in love with the game, man. So how could you not be excited?
Absolutely. How you feeling?
I mean, if people wasn't around, myself, Black, and a bunch of the execs, we spent practically 4 hours just talking about Murda Mook and Hitman alone. You know what I'm saying? So that just tells you that the energy's at the right place in the right spot. And this is one of the biggest events, one of the biggest like months in battle rap in quite some time. You know what I'm saying? And only certain figures can cause this amount of chaos. So we're excited though.
All right, Phil, let's get to the first battle, man. Official versus Coffee Brown. Let me just say this. And you guys had a good conversation yesterday in the spaces about coffee. And I'm going to say here, I'm pretty sure, Smoke, you said on your channel, I don't know how you feel. I'll ask you right now. But Coffee be on the panel, and I love the panel. But this woman, she needs to be rapping and get her accolades, fellas. I heard y'all brothers talking about that yesterday, Lang, and I'm in total agreement with what you guys were saying about Coffee. Well, you were saying that, though.
Yeah, no, I was pretty much saying, I mean, granted, like she's gonna do what the hell she's gonna do. That's just Coffee. But I personally feel like she has another good case of winning Wody this year. Right. And I feel like she shouldn't concede her year by being on the panel. Like, this is another good year. Like, say what you will about like some of the matchups, but like her and Prestavia still one of the best battles this year, right? Like, she has clear wins over a lot of ladies, over a lot of men too. Like, a lot of people kind of swept the swamp one under the rug earlier this year too. You know what I'm saying? She's like just handling business, and I would just hate for her to like kind of concede her year, especially in the last year of Wody. You know what I'm saying? And she has the case of making history. Like, she could be another lady that ends up getting like her second vote. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I just kind of didn't want her year to go to waste. But outside of that, though, this battle particularly is something that really intrigues me because I feel like it has heavy Wody implications, right? Mm-hmm. And from a stylistic standpoint, I think they both have a high level of respect for one another. I mean, Coffee went out of her way saying that, like, before Jazz, you know what I'm saying, like, Official was her end game. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the matchup that she was here for when she was first getting into the game. And the face-off was crazy. Like, I wasn't even expecting the face-off to get that kind of wild because they didn't really have that many crazy exchanges on Twitter. So, like, I wasn't expecting them to, like, go there. But, like, crazy exchange there. I think I kind of already know what their talking point is going to be in the battle. But in terms of a winner, though, I'm going Official 2-1. I think that the way you beat Coffee is just by like barring her out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not really going to beat her on street talk. You're not really going to beat her with other intangibles because Coffee has a way of just being resourceful and using whatever ways she can, like whatever things that she can do to win a battle. And usually the people that beat her are just like sound lyrically. And I feel like Official is one of those battlers that can do that. So I'm going Official 2-1. Wouldn't be surprised if Coffee wins. I mean, because like against the top ladies, she's not really taking clear L's. So. But I got Official 2-1.
All right.
First of all, it's been one of the best matchups, like fresh matchups that female battle rap can book in a minute. So to get this is like, I don't know if they'll actually open, but like, well, they got the surprise battle. I'm sure that'll open. But to start the night or be near the top of the night with this just shows you what type of card they put together over there at TBL. I can't like put down any of the points Lang had. I wasn't there for the recent spaces, so I didn't know. Coffee, please, like. It's cool to have you as a panelist. You know what I'm saying? Be a rapper, man. Like, is it when Geechee did it? Like, it was at the point where it's like, oh, another top 20. Like, is that really changing how you view Geechee if he was at 14 or 15? Like, you can really win this shit. You're probably the front runner right now. So, just want to say that. I'm actually going Coffee 2-1 though. I think it's a close battle. I think it's going to be a debatable battle. It's hard for me to believe when you walk out with a clear winner, because they're both real good right now. I mean, I don't got to explain why. Like, Coffee's just one of the best in the world. She's turning into one of the best of all time. And then with Official, I know there was a couple of years there where it got bad. We all remember the way Cortez did her. But ever since there was all that, the breath control, her stumbling, she was never known for that. Her last year, I think, was her first year actually making the WOTY top 10. She's putting out some of her best work right now. So it's the perfect time for the matchup. I just think Coffee's a little bit of a better battle rapper right now. Like, I have to give respect to the fact that if we look at the work they've been doing recently, I mean, I know Official's a stamp legend, but like, look at the conversations Coffee's in and year out. The one thing, and we'll talk about this for a few of the matchups, I think in Houston, the punchers be punching. You know what I'm saying? Like, they love, and I think Houston's completely non-biased. You do anything at a high level, they'll love it. But I've seen like Av, Nitty, like some of these guys, Fonz, really like Houston loves hearing them. So if Official gets up there and when she starts chaining them big ones together, like that's hard to get the crowd back. If it's haymaker after haymaker. But I just think Coffee's just a better all-around battler. I have to give her that respect. So I'm going Coffee 2-1 edge, but I wouldn't be shocked like if Official wins. It's that type of battle.
Well, listen, let's be real. Coffee and Prestavia to me is still the best female match of the year, right? It wouldn't shock me at all if we're talking when we recap these battles that Coffee and Official is probably the second best female match of the year. It wouldn't shock me at all, right? This is a hard one for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. You got Small. You highlighted she kind of had topsy-turvy kind of career last couple of years and stuff like that. I feel after the Loso battle, and I'm still standing on this, that Official and Vixen was the best matchup last year. I know Coffee Jazz. I know Coffee Jazz. Yeah, I get all that and everything like that. Who's been more consistent to me is Coffee Brown within the last couple of years. And I guess the metric I'm using, fellas, is I want to go off the WOTY list, right? And it's something that Coffee was saying during the face-off and everything. A lot of interesting points that she made that I agree with. This is a grudge match and everything like that. I think Official, man. Let me ask you about this question. Coffee's record against the Bardashes, what in your opinion is what?
I mean, if we're like her and Jazz debatable.
Agree.
There's controversy behind the KCJ battle, but if we're going off of what just the footage shows, she won that battle, right? So you can argue 1-1, maybe 2-0. Right. So
I got her 2-0. I mean, we got Casey battle. We know what. I don't know why Casey let her do that shit. I think that's one of the silliest decisions ever. Like, I want better footage, and now you get a loss. Like it's just. But her and Jazz is super debatable. But I edged her the battle. But the funny thing about Official is Official beat both of them. You know what I'm saying? Like she's probably the only clear L Jazz has to a woman. And then, her and Casey probably know Casey was in the boot, but it's kind of funny. Like amongst them, she's kind of the top dog in terms of winning those two battles. So it's I think Jazz is a harder challenge, obviously, but Official is no game, especially if she's on her A game.
I would say about Official though, she said something interesting in the face-off. She said she gave props to TBL in the sense of I'm glad we have a lengthy time, the period to create and everything like that, right? I know Coffee been batting a lot though, fellas. A lot this year, you know what I mean? I'm edging Official, but I'm not saying in my chest out. It wouldn't shock me. Coffee, don't kill us, please kill me up here also. But I'm gonna go edge Official in this battle, man. But it would have shocked me.
Crazy with Chirac on Apollo too.
Crazy.
To an event of this man now, Coffee Brown there's no Chirac, but if you show up at that level, like that's a tough night for anybody. So.
Let me ask you a question. Official wins this battle. What does it do for Official? Does it change anything? Is it she beat a top?
It for sure. It for sure would be like because I think the Vixen battle is one of the battles that's considered like the best battle of last year. I feel like it was maybe a 60-40 split. People having Official winning, but like it's still like debatable. You know what I'm saying? But like a clear win over Coffee when a lot of top women don't have that, and that's the reason why she's motivated because she's like a lot of the top women haven't really cleared her, and that's what I'm trying to do. It for sure adds another notch to in her belt in terms of like the resurgence that she has had in the past year or so. And shit, why not go for her own WOTY campaign? I mean, like that would be the only thing that she don't have is like a WOTY belt. So like, why not add that to the mantle? You know what I'm saying? It would be a huge win for sure.
And so I got to think, right? Coffee, in the sense of when she's saying it's an end game to be somebody that you consider your end game in battle rap. I mean, I'm pretty sure Coffee going to do a lot of talking if she beats Official, in my opinion.
Because it's not like no immediate, like it's not like if she beats her, it's like where do you really go? It's not like Coffee is like huge plate slash clout misfit or something. Like it's So I just think it'd be a bragging rights thing. But I think the way that Coffee's putting her career together, I know, shout out Rap Redux. He did the top 50
Word,
women
that
of
was
all
dope. That
time
was
list.
dope. That was
And,
dope.
you know, he'd asked my opinion. We went back and forth. And when I sent him the list, I started realizing, like, man, like, is Coffee Brown, like, right on the cusp of being a top 5 female battle rapper ever?
All time, man.
Saying, like, it got from, like, it's a good run to, like, all right, a lot of these ladies, like, can't match what she's done versus men versus women, big cards, small room. She even adapt to other rooms a little bit better, oversee. You know, she always brings that up. So now you add an official into that. It's like, I probably can't name 5 female battle rappers that I think are better. And then she'd probably be the front runner right now, which is another great reason to just keep rapping. You know what I'm saying? We don't need you. You're too good. We don't need you on the panel right now. It's
interesting to see what Coffee does with the explosiveness of the punches that official lands and stuff. That's something I think we'll be paying attention to.
A lot of people got to face that challenge. We're going to talk about it.
You know what I mean?
I think that's interesting. You know, Houston loves them. So,
next battle, fellas. I wasn't happy by this battle. They doing a little good promo right now. I don't know if I'm turning around. But it's a weird battle to me. Arsenal versus Jazz. Like I said, just a weird battle to me, fellas. Arsenal, cool brother and everything, but it's not about coolness right now. Let's keep it real, brother. I don't know the last time you actually won a battle, brother. Maybe when they did the 3-on-3 with you, O-Red, and Chocolate Shook, and you won your round. Only about authentic on those brothers. He went crazy again.
Yeah.
This is Jazz the rapper, man. Fresh off the Wody title, shout out to Jay Black and everything like that. Listen, I got Jazz clearly win this battle 2-1. And I know, here's the thing. People always say, oh, well, you know, the guys that Jazz battle, they don't really attack her. Now, I'm expecting Arsenal to really go hard at her, but I don't know, talk about her vagina parts and she not, all this other stuff is going to work. And we know Arsenal is going to tap into that conversation. It's Jazz the rapper, man. I can't go against Jazz, fellas. 2-1 Jazz for me, man.
You want me to? Because I'll be quick. I think 2-1 is even a little disrespectful. It's going to be BTA, belt to ass. I got Jazz winning all 3 rounds. Clear. I know that Holla kind of gave her. Holla gave her a little bit of pushback in the first. I got excited. I'm like, man, that whole the counter right and the way you put that shit together, and then you go back and watch that battle. It's clear. All 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just simply won that battle. And that was versus a Holla where even though he's went through his things recently, Arsenal's on a donation tour, man. And it's not that Arsenal can't be great, but Arsenal is battling so frequently. And, like, what is he going to do this late in his career to alter it up? So I get all that. But listen, we saw what he showed up with for Murda Mook, and he got 30'd. So I'm not expecting to be any more motivated or any, like, crazy better. So
does this give you Big K versus Jazz vibes part 2, fellas? This battle?
Nah, because at that time,
I have the similarities. That's all.
Yeah, I think that Jazz is at a point in time where, like, she knows how to beat any top guy. You know what I'm saying? Any top tier, whether it be a lady or man. But yeah, man, I got Jazz clear.
Clear. You won't even say. There's no evidence that's telling me this will even be a 2-1. But you know, Arsenal is a legend. If he's been waiting a long time, he could. Holla made around debatable. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's impossible for Ars to, but I think you'd be crazy if you had Arsenal winning this battle going in.
Respectfully, I don't think I had Ars beating any females he battled.
Official. You know, I'm about to say he was wild against official. He was crazy against official.
Hustle. Then there's KCJ. Then there's I know that him and QB went viral, but he fucking
RB and stuff, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like for the most part, and a lot of times it's not even clean. So let's see if Arsenal, because he was also on Apollo versus Marv 1.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: if Arsenal beats Jazz, though,
that'd be funny.
He does. I mean, damn. A lot of dudes don't clearly beat her. You know what I mean? Even though, you know, we'll have a test some other time. But I got Jazz. But if Arsenal beats Jazz, I think it's a great win for him. A great win.
Is humongous. I mean, it's like, I know it won't change nothing like career, you know, whatever.
Yeah,
but it's that'd be the best Arsenal win in quite some time. That I was like, that'd be super moved by.
So, like since Geechee, damn near.
Yeah, some shit like that.
Since Geechee truck days and all that. All right, fellas. Another one's kind of weird to me, but it is what it is. Av versus T-Rex. Y'all set it up again, man.
I mean, you think this matchup is weird?
I don't like the battle. I told Av that.
I mean,
I like it. I don't love it, but I think it's perfect on this card. Like, I think
really
it's one of the best matchups left. You know what I'm saying? Kind of for either of them, or not. They don't have other good matchups, but like legend, top tier. I think Styles can match up good. Lang, I'll let you you know.
We know how much Av respects Rex. Probably out of all of the Mount Rushmore candidates, he probably respects Rex the most. You know what I'm saying? So, I like it from a respect standpoint. And honestly, I haven't won the Battle Rex since 2019. So this is actually kind of overdue for being real. But I think the real talk that Rex is going to have, and I'm guessing now they're doing a similar to Bags and Bodies, like a stage, but kind of in a pit style format. So an elevated stage, but everyone's surrounding them type situation. So I do think that gives Av the advantage in that regard. I do think, and I think Smo said this years ago, that Av might be a better big stage battler than small room battler, just because of the presence that he has, his ability to land, so on and so forth. I'm a little nervous because, obviously, we know what happened with Rex when he battled Geechee not too long ago. But he has shown that he's been in the gym and taking his health seriously. So that's a good thing.
Both these brothers had issues.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Av told me on the show that also, real quick before you go, Av also told me he's expecting both of them to take it there with each other about the health issues conversation.
Yeah, for sure. It's a battle. So, they're going to take it there.
They're going to have a health off?
Health off is crazy. Wow.
But I got Av 2-1. I think Rex is for sure gonna come out the gate swinging. You know what I'm saying? But especially on big stage battles, I do think that Rex is known to lose after the first round.
Av flip. I just think it's gonna be OD with the Av flips, man.
So we're gonna see.
Yeah, I got Av 2-1 clear.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about this guy Av. You don't really be losing. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the thing. Even if he's got some debatable battles in there, we always mention it. Not until B-Dot. It's been that long since I was damn, he clearly lost.
Well, small minute cut your wisdom. The culture, some people try to give head ice to win over Av. I never understood that for the second.
And a lot of y'all
trying to give
a lot of y'all are sick and twisted, man. That battle. But I think Av's gonna win, but I think Rex is gonna be good in the battle, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like the performances Rex been putting out, win or lose, and I agree with what you said, Lang, about bigger stage is gonna be even tougher for Rex, while it even gets better for Av. You look at the last time they shared a card on a bigger stage, you got Rex versus Swamp, where I don't think Rex was terrible, but he lost, he struggled at parts of the battle, and then you have Av leveled up and just kind of smoked A-Ward. So this is one of those where it could even be a gentleman's 30 for Av. But I could see I don't see a world where I don't like this battle at all. I think Rex will be respectable. It's just going to be Av being Av, to keep it real.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. The one thing I will say about Rex last time he was on a big stage is I actually did have him taking the third against Swamp, and usually he loses second and third in a big stage battle, or he usually gets worse as the battle went on. I actually thought he fought back a little bit against Swamp in the third round, so I'll shoot him a little bit of bell in that.
The third versus one too, so it's just one of those where I don't think Rex will be bad, but there's no. It's another one where it's I don't got real evidence to say that he's gonna beat Av for real, and especially, and I don't know how big the room, because I know the building said 1,000 capacity, but I don't, TBL. They haven't really said nothing yet.
I don't know why this part of the stage of the battle is so hush from everybody.
Yeah, and I think they like pit battles. Yeah. So I would be surprised if just the way they set up the venue, it's not to be 1,000 people. I mean, I'm expecting a good amount of people in there, but the more people, I think Rex maybe has a outside chance on Av in a small room, a little volume, 100 people or less. But there's just no evidence for me to bet on anything other than a good Rex performance and a loss.
I would say that if Rex is able to stop Av's streak of being someone, since we always say beat him clearly, that's very good for Rex.
And he's a legend. Rex has got Rex at his best. Rex on some his chili or any of these recent ones, versus even though the chess battle changed in a smaller room, that material, because they both kind of got an older flow to them. You know what I'm saying? There's some it's an unction, if you will, it's going. So they can have a little bit of that conversation where it's an older swag to it, and I think Rex is. Rex is way more charismatic than Av. There's things he has over him, but I'm gonna have to see it to believe it with this one.
All right. Next battle, I'm concerned about these gentlemen. I don't know what's going on with these cats this year. Holla the Don versus Swamp. On the Swamp side of things, I know life is lifing, but my brother, to be number 2, life is hard. Absolutely. And I understand, he was Cody with number 3 last year in Cody. right? And I'm talking about a drop off. I don't got Swamp winning a battle this whole year, and that's my guy. But I
This is
kept
the worst year of his career, I'd say. And I mean,
yeah.
like, I don't know, maybe there was times where he was choking before, like the T-top
was Hollow Smoke.
I feel like he's just wasting matchups. Like, if your mind's not in it, and I don't know, like, every battle, oh, it's building up to a retirement, but this ain't, first of all, I hope not. Second of all, this ain't the way you want to go out, just like spamming all the matchups for probably like a discounted sum if you're taking it all back to back.
Like, this Kobe Bryant, 62 points. Swamp, what you doing, my dude? The last game of the season, what you on? John Elway won 2 championships back to back before he retired, brother. Give us something, man.
And I'm mad because, Lang, I want to ask you, like,
yeah,
if you take away their current form, and you guys know how I feel about Hollow for quite some time. I think everybody now kind of, it's more of a consensus opinion. But I actually like the matchup. Like, take away what they've done recently. If I'm just thinking, I like that you can't really categorize either of them. It's like it's not like a schemer versus scheme, puncher versus punch. Like, they could get into kind of any bag. Like, you can't tell me what Swamp is in battle rap or what Hollow is. So that adds some unpredictability. So it's a shame what their current form is, bro. But how do you feel about the match? Because I like
that's exactly what I said. I think I said in the space, I'm like, yo, if this was like last year, like right after, like, let's say like like when Hollow Battle A-War, like right after that, perfect timing. That would have been a great time to do it.
That's all it is right now.
Yeah.
Swamp lost to A-War, Coffee, Suge, Chess, Easy. Like,
the chess battle was good, but the rest of them was rough. At least he was fire versus chess, but the rest of that, and then
they're rough.
So how y'all calling this one? Because it's hard to call, but not for like a good reason. Like,
and I didn't like Hollow and Chef. Chef Tress clearly beat Hollow. I didn't like Hollow's material against Chef. Like
Hollow's okay. But I think Trez cleared him. So it's like,
Chef's clear that one, man.
Here's my thing. I think that consistency for sure matters, right? I think that both of these guys are at a level where, like, it's sometimes the competition that raises your level. We've seen the Swamp that showed up for Chess, and honestly, I didn't even think he was that bad against Easy, even though he jammed up in the third or whatever, right? But I'm the logical answer would be Hollow if we're going off a person that's going to like get all his raps out. But I do feel like in current form wise, both years included, I am going Swamp 2-1. I do feel like his performance he had against Chess, even if you call it a loss, is probably the best thing out of both of them. Probably the best performance out of both of them this year. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like there's a world where, with it being in the South, Swamp has a great connection with the audience down there. You know what I'm saying? Hollow is from, Hollow has his back in Houston as well too. But I don't think it's been like that big of an advantage the past couple of outings or whatever. So I'm gonna go Swamp 2-1. I wouldn't be surprised if Hollow wins in an ugly battle. But I think that with it being on this type of card, this type of magnitude, and with Swamp having Av on the card with him as well too, I'm pretty sure he's going to have like at least a good performance. And I think that if a good Swamp goes against a good Hollow in this current form, I think we might be walking away saying Swamp 2-1. So I got Swamp 2-1, but I'm not mad if someone says Hollow 2-1. He's been more consistent in regards to obviously not stumbling, not choking and whatnot. But I do think it's another situation where Hollow loses steam as the battle goes on. You know what I'm saying? Like it seems like he just can't. There's no continuity in between his rounds anymore, in my opinion. So I got Swamp 2-1.
Well, I know speaking of Hollow the Don, when I interviewed him right before the Chef Trez battle, we spoke about Swamp and everything like that. Listen, Hollow, I got you 0-2 against the South, my nigga. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. You got the Chef Trez. I got Swamp beating you. I'm not saying my chest out and everything like that, but I do know. I don't want to say it's the end battle for Hollow, but the way Swamp or when Easy speaks about Hollow the Don, how they love that when they watch battle rap and got into battle rap is because of Hollow the Don. Like a lot of people give Hollow his props and everything like that. But I got Hollow. You got to show me something. I got Swamp 2-1, and at times Hollow can say some stuff where I'm like, bro, really?
Nah, Hollow. I think it's kind of funny. I agree with something Lang said. I'm calling it Hollow 2-1 in a yuck battle, to be honest with you. And it comes down to the fact that there's things like when I don't like Hollow's rounds, I don't like what he's rapping. It's not a matter of him choking. I'm like, yo, like I don't like this shit. With Swamp, it's a matter of like give it like you're choking. Like even like bad raps versus a guy choking. As bad as that is for the battle, I'm going to take the guy who's like getting his raps out. And on top of that, one place where I think Hollow sometimes is able to find a little bit of that old spark, he does pretty good in Houston. You know what I'm saying? He did good versus Gotti. I did not like the K-Shine battle, but he won it. You know what I'm saying? And then even though he lost to Twerk clear, I didn't think like the twerk battle, his performance though isn't like how it is versus like War, DNA, JC. Like I see Hollow where I'm like, damn, like he's just not like you couldn't have won around with these raps. You know what I'm saying? Versus damn near anyone on the card. But I look at something like the twerk battle. I think he's pretty good versus twerk. Like I like his first round. I like some of his second round versus twerk. So I think Houston is a good spot for Hollow to like, even if it's gonna not be like the greatest, if he's past his prime, I still think you can get a solid performance out of him. And I just watched Swamp choke in matchups that were probably bigger for him this year. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go Hollow 2-1. I rarely do, but if Swamp wins, I won't be shocked. I agree with mostly everything Lang said.
Swamp, don't choke in this battle, bro. I don't want to see that, man. Please don't do that. That's just gonna be cringy, bro. I mean, come on, not having a great year and stuff like that, and I know you're not having like the greatest years of your years. You got outside stuff happening that it's affecting what you're doing on this craft of things, but I've still got Swamp 2-1. I gotta see Hollow. I ain't like Hollow last couple of joints though. Potential battle of the night, fellas. For me anyway. Calicoe versus Nitty, the alien versus the wizard. I'm off rip. I got Rum Nitty 2-1. Love Calicoe. I know the flow, pockets, he goes and everything like that. I'm just listening to Rum Nitty rap. And I'm talking about rapping. Instead of battle rap wise. I'm always leaving a lot of times watching Rum Nitty thinking to myself, God damn, how the fuck did he think about shit like that? You know what I'm saying? Rum Nitty 2-1 for me, fella. Off rip.
Hey, Smo. Anything's possible.
Yeah.
You've been waiting for this battle. Man, I was talking to Black in the Spaces the other day. I'm like, yo, y'all been fighting this. Y'all been politicking about this battle for years, man.
No,
like y'all been.
And listen, this battle is what I'm about to say. It's going to be me and Black. I have a conversation. He got to see me about this one. We've been debating throughout the years. But 3, you said something about maybe a potential battle of the night. There's no potential. This will be the battle. This will be the battle of the night. And on top of that, I'm going to do something that very rarely, 3 on this topic, and I never do this. I think we bought a one-way ticket to Classic County, man. I think we might get something.
Don't do it. You throw the C word on it already, brother? Already?
It's going to be special. I think that, and I've been saying for years, and obviously I'm a bit biased when this comes to the battle. These are my 2 favorite battle rappers ever. Okay. This is 1, this is 2. So I'm definitely biased. But I have thought for years and years and years, before the battle even made sense, before Nitty had really earned getting on Cal's radar back in like 2016, 2017, he's fire. He was getting there. But, I always viewed a Cal battle as something you kind of work your way up to. It's not like the same as like Lux or Mook, but people don't just be battling Calicoe, you know what I'm saying, any other day. And I always thought this is like a perfect style clash because it's like the perfect representation of like bars, like just punchline, writing, like saying the most creative shit, and then like life raps and breaking like direct tailored. It's not even that much wordplay. It's really just like talking to you and being like, damn, he's saying some factual shit. And if both of those are done at 100%, it's kind of hard to say like what's better than the other. It gets a bit preferential. So I've always thought these guys could bring the best out of each other. I think Calicoe's style is actually the type of style that beats Rum Nitty style. Like, even though Cal has said this, a puncher could never beat me, and he really hasn't battled any punchers. And what's funny, he's really only battled Heartless and Fonz, and he lost one of them. You know what I'm saying?
And if you want to count Ill Will too, and that's like a classic battle. So
yeah,
like
but I don't see Will as a puncher. He's so much more as a battle rapper.
Right.
But the thing is, I realized too, Cal really hasn't battled like the best of the best puncher wise, for better or worse. Like he never battled Khan. He hasn't battled. Well, he's gonna battle Nitty. He never battled Prime Magic. You know what I'm saying? Both represent the Midwest. Maybe he'll battle Av, but he hasn't battled Danny. Like you start realizing, damn, I think Big K. And even that was debatable. So I love this. But his style should be able to take out a puncher though, taking the emphasis off of like just punchlines to real raps, like talking to that person's soul. But I've seen Nitty punch through shit like that before, and that's what makes it so interesting because he's the best at it. So for me, I could talk about the battle all day. I think it is going to be battle of the night. Obviously, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going Nitty 2-1 edge for what I mentioned earlier with Official and Coffee. In any other city, I'd probably take Calicoe, maybe outside of Arizona, obviously. But I think Houston, like, they love when guys are just dropping haymakers. They love the punchers there. More than anywhere I've seen a bigger like crowd be receptive to just that. So Calicoe could definitely win. He's got the formula, but I think Nitty is just special in that city. So I'm going and look at his daylight performance. It's the last time he was there.
And let's keep it real. Nitty owes us one, man. I'm still mad to this day that Jay the Nightwing and Nitty doesn't have heavy replay value. I'm mad as hell about that battle not being one of those. That's just for me though.
That wasn't good, but that, and even funny, Nitty's kind of, I'm not going to say struggled in New York, but historically, like he's had some duds in New York.
Tay-Rock battle wasn't good. The
Yeah,
Tay-Rock
so
battle.
it's been a couple. I mean, he battled Clips, like he's done good, but there's a couple of like the Nitty showings, him and JC. You know what I'm saying? Like that didn't work out for him. Houston, it's the exact opposite. Like even every time he touches down there, it's a K-Shine battle. It's the motherfucking Daylight performance. It's the Ace on Me. So I got Nitty 2-1. On like a preference for real, I'm gonna go Nitty 2-1 edge, but I can't speak highly enough of this battle.
Very much word. I agree with you. The preference battle, Lang. That preference word is real.
Yeah, no, for sure, preferential battle. I think a battle I rewatched recently just to kind of like see like, damn, when was the last time Nitty went against like a real talk person and like it became debatable. I know a lot of people point to the Reed Dallas one. I also think about the Swamp battle a little bit too, and how Swamp was able to kind of navigate that battle. And funny enough, Cal was one of the judges for that battle, right? So I just thought that was a funny tidbit there. Man, I love this battle. I love it from a style clash standpoint, and I love it from the fact that, like, they both have a mutual respect. Like, I've never seen Cal talk so respectfully about like a battler. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was kind of crazy to watch. But yeah, man. I mean, Nitty's track record in Houston speaks for itself. Daylight, Ace, Surf, Shine. Like, he doesn't miss. You know what I'm saying? Like he just doesn't miss. And then Calicoe, he connects with everybody. Like Cal is international. You know what I'm saying? I think that his ability to land bars without even saying like the most intricate shit is amazing. And then when he actually says some shit that's fire, it lands even more because of how often he doesn't really like, punch like that. You know what I'm saying? So there's a mystique there. Yeah, man, I'm a edge Nitty 2-1, but I wouldn't be surprised if Cal wins this battle. I think that Nitty will probably have round of the battle. I think there's no stretch in saying that. Like, how often does he not have round of the battle? You know what I'm saying?
I think Cal have rounds of battles also, though. To be fair, now,
but not as much as
Nitty.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so
I always go back to Easy battle. I thought Easy battle 2-1, but I thought Calicoe's first round was the best round of battle. Easy
him and Swamp too. I don't remember. Maybe both of you had Swamp winning versus Cal. Obviously, it's a debatable battle.
Debatable battle, yeah.
Cal's second is like by far the best shit wrapped in that battle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I want to mention one more thing too in favor of Cal. I think another weakness with Nitty is like really like the most elite of pure rappers. Like the few, like, you understand, that really got him, beat out, like got him. You know what I mean? Reed Dallas, I think one of the reasons he won the way he won, a big part, it could be like the blueprint of a way Cal wins. Like, he's putting his like Nitty saying like bar for bar, like more creative, better shit. But the way it's wrapped together and the flow, like it just sounds better on the ears for real. You really love hip hop. So I'd be understanding when Lux, a lot of people probably, it's a big reason is it's put together a little better the way he's actually rapping it, not just what he's saying. So that's another thing. That's why it makes it so hard to pick, man. It makes it
Cal was the battle. The post interview is going to be, I told y'all punches can't be.
As it should. Punches can't, and he went right to the number one way. He said, "Oh, I haven't battled these punchers. I'm gonna start right here." And I respect that too. So I'm expecting, this and the main event. There's probably no better combo. I like SM more as a card, right? Like the full, even less battles. But if you pick out Nitty and Cal, we're obviously going to talk Hitman and Mook. I don't know if another card this year, and I know none yet, have a better main event and co-main event. I think it's perfect what they got at the top. So
this is up there with like the last time I feel like they had like a doubleheader like this is like Verb and Lux and then Geechee and Surf. Like that's the last time I feel like there's been like a co-main and a main that were just as like both big. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I think both of these gentlemen know what time it is, man. I think they both come in here. I think Cal knows the assignment, and I believe Rum Nitty knows assignment also. I just know Nitty, man. That brother, when I be listening to that brother, I'll be like, God damn.
And he doesn't have that many of these type of matchups left. Like, and now they mentioned it in the, like, there's big matchups left, but like in terms of like the people that he came in gunning for, because Cal for sure was one of the first people he came in gunning for. Like, there's only a couple of them left, like maybe a Murda Mook down the line or something like that. But like
the battles for the sake of like big, but like I wouldn't be mad at Nitty and Mook at all. But it's kind of like got built up if you won Cody's. Like I'll call out someone, and maybe like you'd have to say something like Nitty versus Hitman. Like, yeah, but there's no real motion for that. That Cal is maybe the last one, maybe outside of Verb, but Verb, I don't even know Verb for real battle rap anymore. So it's kind of like Cal's the last one where it's like, damn, like heavyweight kind of. I'm not gonna say legacy defining, but these are the type of matchups that I'm gonna go back and see how you did versus Calicoe when we're looking at the record books. So I agree with everything you all have to say about this one.
But let me ask you, if Cal beats Nitty, though, I mean,
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Cal maintains like his because like I don't think Cal gets mentioned as God tier anymore. I do feel like he had that aura behind him, like 2017, 2018, only coming out every once in a while for the big matchups. I think that he maintains that status of just a heavyweight matchup with a win over Nitty. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like there was a down like, and I don't want to even like exacerbate it because I do feel like when people say like Cal was in a downtime, I do think he had back-to-back bad showings against Reed and against John.
Man, you know that people felt like Cal didn't care.
Right, exactly. But I think that a win over Nitty, a clear win at that, when a lot of people are just not walking away, like the best of the best are walking away with clear wins over Nitty, right? Like I think that just adds to his lore of being an all-time great and why he's so heavily skilled as a battler. So,
all right. Main event time, sir. Everything stops.
Oh man.
Women and children, leave us alone, please.
Hey, Smo, I got a question because we had a huge argument about this in the space. It spanned over 2 hours, right?
Yeah, I had such a week too because we did this LTBR. I've missed a lot of the tomfoolery leading up to it. I'm glad I'm gonna be locked in.
Yeah. So the question I got, right, because like so they're pretty much saying that like if Hitman beats Mook, it does more for him than Mook beating Hitman. How do you feel about that?
Yes, we had a time conversation.
I mean, I think it depends who you ask. Everything is a war for like credit and belittling right now. So like people, I'm sure like a Mook fan will say that a lot, being like, well, Hitman has much farther to go than Mook does. So obviously he would earn way more. But I think a fight like this is pretty equal for both sides. I mean, you got Hitman who's never battled Mook or Lux. What's his thing he said? The only guy to make it to God tier without battling a God tier, you know what I'm saying? That and people like the way that sounded. So that's one where it's like, okay, after not battling and becoming the number one draw in battle rap, all these things, now I come back and battle him, I still beat him. Like, what does that say about me? And I think these are two guys, you could argue either of them as the best ever, depending on like what you prefer in battle rap. Like, he based on impact metrics, blase. But then for Mook, he doesn't battle as often, right? And the thing is, when Mook gets like, whether he gets slandered or gets like a lot of like praise for a battle, it comes in like bigger chunks. Like Hitman's got 30 battles. It's just more work I can put next to each other. But like if Mook beats Hitman, it's kind of like when he beat Rock. Like, everyone was against Mook. They were down on what he was doing recently. But then when he beat Rock, it's this huge surge in the other direction. Same with the Geechee. He's battled a little more often recently. But how would that not be humongous for Mook if he could turn around and be like, yo, I beat Rock, Geechee, and Hitman? And clearly at that, you know what I mean? And he lost to Twerk, but he was stupid fire versus Twerk.
He was fire against Twerk. He was.
I can't definitively tell you one gets more than the other. It's two GOAT cases that get like a huge boost to an already valid GOAT case. So I can't really pick, bro. To be honest with you,
that was my stance. I was just saying that like it's big on either side because like Mook's whole stance has been like, look, you're more popular, you transcended battle rap, but I rap better than you. So like if you lose a battle to Hitman, then it's just like it kind of invalidates your whole stance that you had since the beginning. And then on Hitman's side, right, there's a bunch of people that already consider him to be a GOAT or at least in the top 3, top 5 conversation, right? You get a win over Mook after already being considered a God tier, right? Like it just stamps you in a little bit different light. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, a lot of people say like, well, they're in the same tier in terms of both being God tier, but like there's God tier, right? And then there's also like the GOAT status, like being labeled like the best battle rapper in battle rap. And I feel like these are the type of matchups that we go to have that conversation, which is why I think it's huge on both sides. In terms of a winner though, I've been pretty consistent on who I had winning like years ago. And I think that like I'm even more confident now just because I still feel like the problem that battlers have going against Hitman is just underestimating him, right? like just belittling him as or simplifying him as just a plain performer, right? Not knowing that like when you go against him, like he's a tactician, he's a strategist, he knows how to use certain things to his disposal. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going Hitman 2-1. I do think that Mook is going to be like really good in this battle. And if there was any battle for him to be the best version of himself, it would be this one. But I got Hitman 2-1. Like in these big time matchups, he doesn't come to play. And I think that like out of all these matchups, even especially in the ones where he's like seemingly the underdog, even though it's marginal, he shows up. Like whether it be the Shine battle where he was the underdog, whether it be the Geechee battle where he was the underdog, like he shows up in these type of matchups. Like him being an underdog adds fuel to the fire in his performances. So I'm going Hitman 2-1. But honestly, and it's crazy because I'm gonna say that like, you know, this someone's gonna win clearly, but like I'm not confidently saying that Hitman's just gonna clear Mook, if that makes sense. But I feel like in these type of grudge matches, it's rarely a situation where like we're debating back and forth on who won. Someone's gonna be a clear victor in this battle. And if I had to choose someone, it would be Hitman. So I got Hitman 2-1.
My thing is this with this battle, right? It feels like the face off, people feel Mook won the face off, right? People feel he dominated. When he said, like you said, I can rap better than you and everything. I think that's the thing he's running with going into this battle. But we all know the old cliche in battle rap is you don't win battles just off bars, right? If I'm going body of work, I like Hitman's body of work much more than Murda Mook, respectfully, and anything like that, right? My thing with Mook was this, dog, all that shit he did at DVD was cool. Party Artie, Low Deluxe One, or J Mills and all that. Let's see what you do with these new hyenas over here. I didn't like the Iron Solomon battle. I didn't like the $3 battle. Yeah, he might have battled Lux and told a story, but I don't give a rat's ass. He did beat Lux and everything like that, but I didn't give a rat's ass about the battle and stuff like that, right? All I wanted Mook to do was to battle somebody like Big K, battle Geechee Gotti, battle Twerk and everything like that. And to me, the old adage of Mook now is, does he have it now? Does he understand this comment of battle rap? And I feel he does in this battle. Now, I hate to be a hypocrite. If I'm going off raps, at the end of the day, I'm going to grade you off the raps. Even though I think Hitman as dope as he is, I don't think, and once again, I think we understand this is a pit fight style, right? And everything.
Yeah, right? Even if it's a lot of people, I'm pretty positive it's going to be set up as a pit battle.
The thing with Hitman, what he has over Mook, in my opinion, is that he can rock a small stage and a big stage, right? I don't think Mook can rock a big stage like Hitman at all, right?
I mean, shit, he kind of just did it versus. I mean, he lost, but he did it versus Twerk.
Over Hitman, though? You feel?
It's kind of funny. This is Francis' favorite point. So when he sees this, I'm sure we'll have a good laugh about it. But
yeah,
you really look
the
at
last few
big stage performances. Mm-hmm. It's kind of. I think Mook has been better than Hitman on a big stage as a recent.
Wow.
But on the flip side of things, now you flip. I think Hitman's been better than Murda Mook in a small room. Like if you look at the blue room performances, Hitman was better than Mook. Like he was better. Like Mook versus Big K, Hitman versus Ill Will, it's not close. And then if I look at some big stage shit, granted, I thought Hitman was like really good versus Geechee. But if you look at the easy battle, the Geechee battle, and the hustle battle, I'm taking Mook versus Twerk over all of that shit on a big stage. You know what I'm saying? So I think traditionally that's the mindset. But I think in years' time, it's actually kind of reversed. Like I think they're both very capable. I think they're both very capable of doing, going on both stages. That was the one point I wanted to make, though.
No, you go. Absolutely. Here's my thing. I saw Twerk on champion, right? I'm not saying this is a bullet point because making my final decision on what I win in the battle. But the way he was talking about the bars he heard from Murda Mook. Now, listen, I remember when JC and Danny Myers sit up there and said Cassidy bars is going to be fire, and them shit was ass trash, in my opinion, right? It was just terrible, man. Come on. It is what it is.
JC said Cassidy beat Hitman with lyricism. That's why I can't listen to that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
God damn.
I do want Hitman to talk about the money talk. I have no problem with that. I don't have a problem with Hitman talking about accolades. I know people trying to strip him and everything like that. But Hitman is known to be the underdog in these battles. I thought Geechee Gotti was going to put belt to ass on him. Even if you got Geechee winners, probably by edge, but it's still debatable. The hustle battle.
I had Hitman. I think a lot of people got Hitman too.
Yeah, man.
What you like?
Look at that. You know what I'm saying? I got Murda Mook 2-1 though, fellas. I just think I'm just going solely on the rapping and shit like that.
Oh,
I got
Mook. He ain't gonna come at you about Muppet bars this time around, 3. But
You know what
I
I mean?
respect that pick. I do, and I understand. One, and I just uploaded a video earlier. It's my keys to victory. I
Okay.
mentioned like for both of them, I kind of spoke from the perspective like, what are 3 things they could do like in
All
a
right.
situation where they win? What do I think they need to do? And
Okay.
one thing that Mook says that I do think like I think is an advantage for Mook is rapping ability. I think they're both as good as each other. Like maybe Mook by a little, but that's closer than people think. But when it comes to like the wordplay, like when he says the creativity, the punchlines, double entendres, the schemes, all that shit, that's clearly Mook's advantage in this battle. Like, and I think versus Arsenal, granted, like Hitman is far better right now than Arsenal is, right? But something they're both always critiqued about is like, their bar quality. Like, do they really be saying shit? How many, with Hitman, how much have we been hearing that recently? Like, what do we really be saying? And versus Ars, even though I thought Ars had a good first round, I thought Mook like clearly showed the difference in writing and won the first. And then as Arsenal wasn't as good, Mook was just showing like I write just so much better shit than you. Like the actual like the complexity of what I'm rapping. But the thing with the Hitman is that I think the way that he can angle Mook is completely different than others can. And it's so funny because this grudge re-sparked, right, a couple years ago with the A-side talk, who would actually be the number one. That's what this was all about. And Mook swore up and down that he is a bigger draw right now. Swore up and down. Every fact that we've been presented, whether it's league owners like ARP speaking, the numbers itself, like Hitman draws double as many views. He sells out the buildings, you know what I'm saying, consistently. Might be like the one profit maker we have more times than not. So it's kind of funny, and I think it's a very smart strategy by Mook, where now instead of that being the talking point, now you get to the face-off, and he's like, well, you're just popular. Before, it was about impact, but now it's just popularity. Like, that doesn't matter. It's only about the rap. Same Mook, who's done nothing but flex on people with impact every single chance he gets. That's the main, really, point of attack. So I do think it's funny, and it won't come the day of the battle. Both of these guys are going to rap about why they've done more for the game than the other. I think that'll be the overall dialogue. There'll be stuff in between, but it's going to revolve around that a lot. And I think that there's a great path where, Hitman is the bigger draw right now. Mook is obviously like more of a Bill Russell type of foundational where he really created this shit. But then you have more of this like Kobe Bryant, Jordan type of figure, in my opinion, that actually takes the game then to that other level and puts it in opportunities that we could have never dreamed of. So it's an interesting talk, but I think Hitman's got enough of the argument on his side. And if he's detailed, got to put it together creatively, not just bigger than you. I got more money. It's got to be a little more tailored, even for how tailored he is. But I think Hitman's got that path to victory where I think like he could kind of talk to Mook's soul and career in a way that no one else can. They don't have, Mook doesn't normally battle people that can really match him in impact. He's got a guy that can do that in a battle rapper right here. And then on top of making leagues, all these things. So it's a world where, Mook can angle too. If he shows that difference in writing and he's just that much more creative, he can win this battle. But last time, Mook was in Houston was Reed. I think he's gotten better since then, but I just have a little bit more faith with Hitman going into this. Just a little bit more faith, man.
I'm on the other side. I got more faith in Mook in the strength of, listen, I know it's a touchy subject, but I believe Cinnamon will be brought up in this conversation. We see Geechee Gotti go in that bag and everything like that. And I was speaking to Lang yesterday. Lang even said it to me yesterday. He feels that Mook will probably do I'm paraphrasing. I think he'll do a better job probably and touch on that probably more than Geechee did and everything like that. You know what I mean? And then the verb situation and stuff like that. I think Mook is going to attack those. And you said something interesting, Smo, the in-between stuff, right? I think some of the in-between stuff we can't shortchange. And I think the in-between stuff, Mook is going to jab at Holla a lot about a certain things.
Well, how about the fact, he definitely, I think, can do better, even though Geechee is like an all-time angler. But I think Mook can execute a little better. But how about the fact that Arsenal completely flopped with the whole Mooks, the hive and in the apartment and how all that worked. And listen, we are all beyond happy. Get away from the battle for a second for Murda Mook getting some of those demons.
100%.
So we want to see a legend get healthy, but boy, there's a beautiful angle somewhere in there for somebody to use. And if there's a battle to use it, it's like you're going to talk about me being a crash out. You're going to talk about me being over emotional. When we saw you in jeopardy and the reasons at the time that we know that situation even came down and there was police there, obviously, like, we're not looking at these men differently, but in the context of a battle, there's just so much. It's going to be a war of angles. And that's the thing for me is even though Mook is better on the wordplay front, and if he combines that with the angles, I mean, that's just a tough night for anyone ever to beat. But in a war of angles, I think
Mhm.
Hitman's got a little bit more. And maybe that just comes to preference depending on how you view either
Right.
of the situations, because they both got big fan bases, but they both have big hate bases as well. This is going to be a polarizing battle, man. But I'm going Hitman 2-1 edge. It's the main event of all main events, and then of course what the debates afterwards, and I'm sure we're all going to do some pretty good numbers after the fact with our recaps and whatnot. But this is going to be an instant history changer, and we still have tons of this level of battle rap to go in 2025. So this is going to catapult the year.
Lang, let me ask you, could it be a situation where Holla wins in the building and Mook was on cam?
I think someone's gonna win clearly. So when someone wins, so I don't think it'll be a situation where like the win is gonna change in the playback. That's just how I feel. I think someone's gonna win clearly. That's just how I feel about that. I don't think that this is gonna play out where like, someone gets love on the rewatch. You know what I'm saying? Someone's gonna win clearly.
And then I think fan bases are going to argue for fan base, because like I see people like there's still Hitman fans that claim that him and Easy is debatable. And you got Mook fans saying like he beat Big K and Twerk. So there is like some level with these guys where their fans are like some people decided who they have winning now. They don't even got to see the raps. It's that type of overwhelming like cult fandom with these particular guys, man. But I wouldn't be surprised, even though I'm making my pick I wouldn't be surprised if either one of them won clear, either one won by an edge. Like when it's a real dialogue like this, and we're just talking about which it's almost like who's going to win an argument more than who's going to rap. I mean, rapping obviously is the forefront here, but they're going to be going back and forth on topics and giving their perspective, and that's very interesting to me.
I heard some gentlemen in the spaces yesterday say if Mook loses to Hitman, it doesn't stop anything for him.
Yeah, that's the argument we had. I was saying that like I feel like it's a big deal on both sides. Like a matchup like this is like a huge deal whether you win or lose. Like I think the thing he's trying to harp on is that like it doesn't change who Murda Mook is, and at this point, a loss, either of them taking a loss, it doesn't change who they are. But we're talking about like two of like the all-time battlers. It for sure means something in the magnitude of like, because what are we doing this for? This is a sport. Like as much as it's an art form, it's also a sport at the end of the day. And the best way to like really establish yourself as an all-time great is by beating another all-time great. And from a competitive standpoint, these are two of the most competitive battle rappers in battle rap. So it may not necessarily do anything to his status, but one of them taking a clear loss is for sure going to do something to the ego, and it's for sure going to do something in regards to like the conversations we have when we talk about just who's the best of all time.
Yeah, I think it could change like the climate, because listen, we've seen times for both. I mean, we saw Easy and Hitman, right, and how clear that was, and kind of really how poorly Hitman handled himself after the fact. And then we've also seen Mook. Like, I don't see a world where either of them are less than really good. Like I don't think we see a world in any situation where like one of them is bad, like just flat out bad.
Right.
And we've seen a time where like, Reed and Mook, like Mook, that's an awful battle. You know what I mean? And that never changed Mook's status. Impossible to change Mook's status. It just changed maybe how people are talking about him going into his next battle. Because the reality is that after this, there is still going to be Mook matchups out there.
Yes.
I mentioned Nitty earlier, but there's probably other ones. I don't know what's up with John at one. But at some point, like there's going to be another Mook matchup. And then, of course, we still want to see Hitman and Twerk, and I'm sure other matchups. So I don't think there's any world, unless it's a body, which would be fucking insane. And I'm not predicting that. But unless that happens, there's no world where you're really walking away from this, like completely changing the way that you rank either of these battle rappers. There's still going to be God tiers, but it's ultimate bragging rights.
Is Mook graded differently in the sense of we just want to see who could beat him? We just want to see who could beat him. It doesn't matter if he wins or loses. We just want to have a conversation who beats him and everything. Because
I don't necessarily view it as that, because I feel like when he made his comeback, it was more about if he could beat certain people.
Okay,
so I wouldn't even frame it that way, because like when he was coming back, like whether it be, what I'm saying, like now the Verb is one exception, because I do feel like Verb kind of went in as an underdog because a lot of people thought that Mook was gonna handle business there. But like when it came to Rock, when it came to Geechee, when it came to like those matchups, for sure it was more about, can he beat these guys? You know what I'm saying? I feel like in this way, in this matchup particularly, I think that it has been more about I think the narrative, I should say, has been more about can Hitman beat Mook, and I think it's because of Mook doing a great job of like saying like, yo, like this is battle rap, and you know I rap better than you, and I feel like a lot of people are clinging on to that because like truthfully, there's always been a subculture of people that felt like Hitman wasn't the most lyrical person, but I feel like because Mook is like in the forefront, like saying this, it just amplifies the noise even more than what was already pre-existing. So,
is it bad if Holla loses though? Is it really bad for him?
It's awful if either of them lose. Like, I don't think either is the clear-cut favorite. So it's one of those where it is old. Like, whoever loses this battle, Twitter is going to be in fucking like in YouTube comments. I don't want to just limit it to Twitter. The YouTube live chats, the blogs, like. Everybody is kind of like, even if you want it like an amazing all-time main event, I know everybody's kind of waiting to have like a stance where it's like, man, like whoever loses this one, we got to really like have a big talk about and this and that. But one more point I wanted to make for both, and I don't think either could afford this.
All right.
I think, and they're both prone to this at times, but like really quotable ass bars. I'm talking about I put on some Nike slides and slide on them, like Hitman said to Easy. You know, I'm talking the ABC, KLMN. Like, yeah, brother, we know it. we know the letters of the alphabet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They can't. Neither of them could afford one of those moments because in a battle like this, where fandoms are going to be clinging on, even if you have a good round, if you have a hypocritical hippopotamus or something these people don't like, we are going to hear about it for the next 20 years.
So it's funny you said I had a friend of mine tell me recently. He doesn't think this battle's gonna be great as the coach is making it sound.
Who doesn't?
One of my friends is stuck. I don't want to put his name out there. He said that he doesn't think this battle's not gonna be good.
I just think the hard part about that
cringy parts in this battle. He said there's a lot of cringy shit in this battle,
and they've been prone to it, and I think I can understand because expectation, like it's a public perception sport. We decide our winners just like kind of in debate. You know what I'm saying? We decide what's good with like it's all there's no like real metric. It's decided by just a think tank. So there could be a world where the expectation is so high that if it's just like a 7 out of 10 battle. 8 out of 10 battle, like it could still be a good battle, and they're like that wasn't worth all that money and waiting. Like it feels like after all this, it has to be like a 10 out of 10, Lux Cal level impact to like be worth it. So there's gonna be people that if it's not like perfect, they're like, why did we spend all this time and blah blah blah. But I just think that's public perception because I don't see a world where I don't love it. Like I can't see a world where I don't love this battle going into it.
Mook beats Hitman. Do we still want Lux and Hitman?
I mean, best case scenario.
Depends what happens the week after. It depends what happens next weekend. Because then what happens?
I'm about to say the best case scenario.
Like, hey man, somebody's got to get back.
Good point.
Yeah, either way. But I mean, truthfully, best case scenario. You know what I'm saying? Hitman gets a win over Mook, and then Lux gets a win over Twerk. That would be best case scenario. Like that would be crazy.
Like, it's already a mega grudge match, right? But then this notion of like Lux coming to revenge, this shit, like I like that. I like that quite a bit. I don't know if it'll play out like that, obviously.
Yeah.
That battle in itself is going to be super hard to call. But that would imagine that, huh? Like the storyline keeps going of St. Louis and New York and God tier versus God tier. So hope it just goes to show we're never running out of matchups, man. Stop lying to yourself. Stop dooming so your comments could be like, yeah, it's the end. We're dying. The ship's sinking. We're not running out of shit, man. Quit crying.
How fast a million?
Shit. Hey, ARP on his live said that he was like, I'm not gonna lie, TBL might gross like millions of dollars within like the first you know what I'm saying weeks of.
This is a little fucking insane.
I know.
The face off in 3 weeks now. They're 660,000 right now.
Yeah,
in the face off.
I don't know, but TBL is a smaller channel too, which is, on one hand, and I don't feel this way all the way, but newer leagues getting battles like with this many years put into it, it does suck a little bit because it's like there is a world where you're like, yo, Hitman and like Mook dropped on URL would probably go like diamond in a year or something crazy. But I think that this is still with these types of brands, and look at what Chrome did with Easy and Hitman when Easy was on fire. What did they cap out at? Like near 4 million. Like there's a world this battle, you give it a year or two, is at like fucking 8 million, which is insane. Like it's crazy to think about. So. I want
to ask y'all and stuff like that about Mook real quick though. Do you feel Mook he understands his coach this side of battle rap? No, he understands his era of battle rap.
Yeah, I think you can tell based on like, well, one, the performances, right? And
Right.
two, even if you listen to like the interviews and shit like that, like I think I mentioned in the space the other day, I said I really enjoyed the conversation that he had on Direct's podcast, Don't Quote Me, how he's just kind of talking about like how he had to change up his style for the current climate and understanding how he's viewed and understanding that it's more than which is kind of ironic because he says that it's more than the raps when it comes to like battle rap, but like that's an irony. But I do feel like he's understanding of like what's expected of him and what the crowd gravitate towards. So I do feel that way.
Yeah, I think he's clearly adjusted. Even though the art, like his performance versus Arsenal is like a perfect mix of like what everyone loves about like old Murda Mook, while still being like very on point with like modern day lyrics. Because to me, the hardest part for adjusting is I feel like some of them, it's like references or just bars will be outdated. Like I feel like Mook, when he'd get caught up with like the superhero schemes, like he was just a couple of years late to that when he did that shit versus Verb, or when he did like the ABC schemes and then like the nursery rhyme schemes. Like I get that you're trying to be lyrical, but sometimes it's even just what you're referencing. You got to know that we've heard this particular scheme you're doing 50 fucking times. Versus Arsenal, it was the most fresh his material ever felt to me, where I'm like, man, Mook was saying some shit I ain't never heard before. And I've never looked at Mook as the type of guy modern day lyrically where I'm like, oh, he's saying like wordplay wise some of the most creative shit in the game, and he can still talk to your soul while doing it. So I have there's no like in my mind no reserves about Mook like looking outdated in this battle. None.
Lang, I know you're big on this battle on Hitman and Ill Will, right? But are you expecting a better Hitman against Mook than Ill Will?
Absolutely. I mean, you're gonna get the same version because again, that was Hitman in fight back mode, right? Because of the reception after the easy battle, right? Like, so he knew he had to show up in a certain fashion. I feel like with this one, right, against Mook, where he's like seemingly the underdog, he has to show up in a certain fashion, and that's the best version of Hitman. Like, I liked him versus Hustle, but like he's gonna be that times 5 against Mook. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna be like even that much more amped up for this battle.
I find it interesting, Smo, that people like Lang said it himself a couple times listening to him talk. Nobody's saying debatable. Like, people are saying there's gonna be a clear-cut winner, anything like that. But Hitman, last couple battles should have been debatable, no?
Yeah, like, no. And granted, I have him. I'm trying to think. I don't remember chronologically. I had him edging the battle versus Hustle.
All right.
Edging the battle versus Yichi. I had him edging versus Will, and obviously he lost to Easy Clear. But it's kind of funny.
The Calicoe and Cassidy battles are kind of funny. Like,
and then you go back some time. I mean, the Cassidy battle, like, to be honest with you, I got him winning, but like he lost. Like that, the fact that you got in any world, not just an ass battle, but some perceive as debatable with Cassidy, like that's your fault. Like, is it unfair? Yes, but that's what you did, trying to get that Cassidy plate, trying to cheat the game a little bit, and it ended up blowing up in your face. I had him losing the cow, but the thing is that Hitman he's not getting a lot of clear wins in the last few years. Like just clear W's, he's really not getting those in the last 3 to 4 years. However, outside of the easy battle, it's really rare that he gets like a clear L too, where with Mook, I can name battles, I can name the Big K battle, I can name the Twerk battle. If we go back for Hitman, I can say him and Reed is just awful. Similar to how Hitman and Cassidy is awful. Mook and Reed is also awful. So that just shows how even it is. Like one guy don't be losing clearly, but he don't be winning clear. And Mook's has had more clear wins recently, but he's also susceptible to lower lows. So, the shit evens out. A lot of times, like no matter what you say about the other one, there's a counterpoint for it. So it's just not close of a matchup, man.
Well, fellas, listen, by tomorrow, a lot of talk. The timeline.
We all gonna be texting while we're watching. It's gonna be a good time tomorrow, man.
Absolutely, man. My brothers, I appreciate y'all as always, man. I love the vibes already, man. Love y'all that cook food, man.
As always, man.
My guy, man. Shout out, my brother.